Hi, I'm Larry Bateman with Piano Showroom. In my other videos I've talked about piano actions, but what we need to talk about too are what these parts and pieces are made out of. The traditional parts have always been rock maple. Now rock maple is the second hardest wood pretty much in the world. Now not every part's rock maple. The keys could be made out of something different like spruce or basswood, but I'm talking about these components in here. Rock maple action parts have been used in pianos since the 1700s. Rock maple, when the wood is cut, dried, cured down to its very small amount of mineral and moisture content, about 4 or 5%, it is extremely stable. In fact, the contraction and expansion rate of rock maple is 1/11 of the width of a human hair. So you can see there's very little contraction and expansion in this wood. Now here's an interesting point. Of all the 58 parts in a piano action, whether it be a grand or vertical, 38 of those 58 parts are not made out of wood. They're made out of felt, leather, metal, and paper. And those are the parts that wear out. Interesting enough, the wooden parts seem to last a very long time. I've seen pianos that are well over 100 years old, where the wooden parts are fine. It's the little tiny felt, leather, metal, and paper parts that have worn out. Now, some of the manufacturers in this industry are now making parts out of a composite material. It's basically ABS styrene with carbon fiber added. That's why it's black instead of a tan color. But you'll see some of these parts in some pianos being tan color, and it looks just like wood, so it's kind of hard to tell. But these parts are made out of ABS styrene, and the manufacturers that do this claim that their parts are lighter weight and that they'll never expand and contract, and that's the problem with wooden piano parts. But that really doesn't hold water, because what it comes down to is that rock maple is very expensive to import across the world and make these parts and dry them out. And because when you end up with the final component, you've got about a 90% waste factor in that material. The reason I think behind the going to ABS parts like this is a cost savings. There's no doubt about it. It's a cost savings to the manufacturer because they don't have to go cut wood down or have it shipped around the world and make piano parts out of it. It's much easier. And I'm not saying that these parts are inferior. I think they've been around for a while, and I've not heard of any real problems with the plastic action parts. But in my opinion, the manufacturer should reflect in their pricing the lower cost of making these kind of parts. So the parts that wear out are not the wooden parts. It is the felt, metal, leather, and paper. And when I look at old piano actions versus new piano actions, those are the only components that seem to wear. So anyway, there's more to it than that. We can certainly talk about it in person. So come in the store, let's take a look, and I'll be able to explain to you a little more detail the differences between these components. Again, I'm Larry Bateman with the Piano Showroom, and thank you very much for looking in.